this home, it seems like it's being considered a loss.
There are so many homes that are in danger. How many more horses do you have?
We have a couple we just let loose over there. We're trying to get as many as we can out.
There's 12. Yeah, no, they're pretty wired up. When the wind's blowing and the embers are, they don't really know what to do.
Everyone else get to back away. I'll make you get out of here if you can, all right?
I always have a bag packed. Sunset's already backed up, and people are fighting, and the only access, ingress, and egress is Temescal Canyon and Sunset Boulevard.
We just watched the last one on that terrace burn to the ground.
Good evening. Welcome to a special edition of the Fox 11 News at 10. I'm Alex Michelson.
And I'm Marla Tejas here for Christine Devine. The fast-moving wildfire in Pacific Palisades has burned almost 3,000 acres, forcing thousands to evacuate. The fire is fueled by those strong Santa Ana winds.
By mid-afternoon, it had grown rapidly, threatening over 13,000 structures, including more than 10,000 homes. Containment tonight at 0%. Mandatory evacuations cover much of the area, with nearby Malibu issuing warnings as well.
Firefighters began using air tankers and helicopters to battle the flames, but both are grounded tonight because of the wind. And we want to show you these images that we're showing you right here. This is a live picture from our Santa Monica cam. Off in the distance, those are the flames in the hillside in the Palisades. Now, evacuation routes were jammed, with some residents abandoning cars and fleeing on foot. Palisades Charter High School has been hit hard. Its baseball field, athletic fields, grounds, they've been destroyed.
So the fire started this morning near Piedra Morada and Monte Hermosa drives. Officials warn that worsening winds overnight could spread the fire even further. Smoke advisories are now in effect. Residents are urged to stay indoors. The fire's cause still not known. We have seen some injuries reported in the last hour.
The mandatory evacuation zone has expanded to the east and north. Here's this wide swath of red that gives you an idea of how big it is. The map from LA City Fire shows the scope of evacuation orders that remain in effect for areas north to Mulholland Road, east to Kenter Road, and south to Pacific Coast Highway. Pacific Coast Highway is closed from Santa Monica's McClure Tunnel to Topanga Canyon, with LAPD managing traffic. Residents are urged to turn off power before leaving, and those near the evacuation zone should prepare a go bag and stay informed through LAFD alerts and, of course, your local news.
Now, the Westwood Recreation Center is open as an evacuation and overnight shelter, which accommodates small animals. That's located at 1350 South Sepulveda Boulevard. Large animals can be taken to the LA Equestrian Center, which is in Burbank.
We have live team coverage tonight. Meteorologist Adam Kruger is watching those winds. Fox 11's Gina Silva, she's on the Eaton fire. That one erupted tonight at 6:30 in Altadena. Ed Lascos has reaction from devastated homeowners in Pacific Palisades. And right now, this is a live look from the ground in Palisades.
Yeah, is this Ed Lascos' picture? Ed, I don't know if you can hear us. Ed, yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, actually, we have just moved inside our live van. It's too threatening out there. These winds blowing hurricane force, I swear to you. I've never seen anything like this. You can see the embers blowing through here. The cross here is Sunset. We are at Via de la Paz, right where the 76 gas station is here at Gelson's. And what you're looking at used to be on the northern end of this intersection, a 2- or 3-story apartment building, condo building that stretched up a couple of blocks. It has been burning, wall of flames the last couple of hours, coming down closer to Sunset. There's a gas station on the far side and the 76 closer to this side. But as these winds blow through here, you have a shower of embers. You see a little bit of them going through here, and wait till we get a very strong gust. It's a consistent wind, but you get these sustained gusts that actually have this live van swaying back and forth. And over to the left is also, Mike, you'll give you a look, that's the parking lot at Gelson's, and an idea of these embers that have been a big problem for firefighters. Behind us is Radcliffe. We've been looking at that the last couple couple of hours. Several homes over there also burned to the ground. We've been watching that the last couple of hours. Radcliffe runs parallel to Temescal Canyon, but it's right here in the heart of the village itself. Look at these embers. Look at this, the truck moving around, these embers blowing through here. It's a firestorm over in this area. And again, when these embers blow through and the wind picks up, you see what's left of that, the condo building, the apartment building on the corner. It just roars to life. And the fire, the wind's pushing it this way, pushing it toward PCH, which means there are still many homes on this area, on the south side of Sunset, still in jeopardy here as this fire very much out of control. One other point, we're seeing a lot more fire engines moving through here, strike teams moving through, if you will, the last couple of hours from LA City, moving up to the northern part of Sunset here, as something we did not see on Radcliffe earlier. Look at that over there. Look at the embers just blowing around, almost like a tornado effect of embers as this wind swirls through here. So you have the embers, you have the wind, and then you have visibility down to nothing as the smoke just comes through here and a wall of fire. But unfortunately, this building, apartment building, is lost, evacuated. We heard no injuries there. Everybody got out in time. A block over to our right, to the east, the CVS pharmacy. Across the street, several restaurants there, well known to a lot of folks here in the village. They're gone. I just looked at them, burnt right to the ground. So damage here extremely severe, unbelievable when you're in the heart of the Palisades. That this is the kind of a fire you usually see up in the hills somewhere in the canyons, but nothing that comes right through the heart of a downtown area like we're seeing at this moment.
Ed Lascos, thank you so much. On the line now is Margaret Stewart with LA City Fire. Thank you so much for taking the time out. Where does the firefight stand tonight as those winds are picking up?
We have not seen the worst of the winds yet. From now through the rest of the night, they're forecasted to be worsening. So unfortunately, this dangerous situation, we're nowhere near over. It's super important that everyone follows the evacuation orders. You showed the map earlier. Basically, anyone within Pacific Palisades area all the way up to Mulholland, as well as Santa Monica, has now issued evacuations on that portion to the southeast of our map that hits Santa Monica. There's also evacuations there. We do know that we have injuries reported. We had a 25-year-old female LAFD firefighter who sustained a serious head injury, and there are multiple burn victims that were being treated and transported. So we ask people to please get out, stay out, and let us get in there and do our very best against this very extreme fire weather.
Do you have any more information about those injuries, how the firefighter is doing, and maybe any more details about the burn injuries? These are the folks that came to Dukes, right, with injuries?
Yes, we don't have details. As you can imagine, it's a very dynamic situation, sure. So they were transported and taken care of, so we just don't have those kind of details right now. And our firefighter was transported to the hospital, and we don't have an update.
Margaret, what do you want our viewers to know tonight? As you know, you just talked about the worst is yet to come. Given that, what's your word to them?
If there is anyone still in the evacuation zone, immediately leave. We cannot, redirecting resources to try to rescue people out who should have already left takes away from our firefighters out there defending homes and saving lives. So please leave now, as well as anyone. This is burning in a generally western direction. However, the fire creates added winds, and then those embers can travel, which is why our evacuation zone, is going in all directions. So anyone bordering the current evacuation zone needs to stay aware. They need to stay informed. They can follow our updates, lafd.org/alerts. They can get them to their phones or to their email. They need listen to and watch the local news. They need to have a go bag ready, the car facing out in the driveway, have a plan in place. And if they do get the order, then evacuate early and quick.
There are some people that may have stayed behind who just look at this and now are scared to leave, or maybe they don't know where to go, or it's, all the flames are around them, or the fire trucks are nearby. It's not easy to get in and out of these regions. What do you say to those people? Where to go, how to get out?
Well, there are law enforcement and firefighters, spread throughout the entire area. So if they see someone, they can ask for assistance and direct them out. This is why we ask people not to stay behind. We know that there's the desire to do so. However, these winds are unprecedented in our recent, we haven't had winds like this in a very long time. And it's very dangerous, and it's not worth trying to protect a building when we want to protect your life.
Earlier, there was the call that was put out by your agency, LAFD, asking any off-duty member to call because you need all basically hands on deck. How are your resources tonight?
Yes, and I also do just want to clarify for anyone watching, there was a misunderstanding that kind of went out across different channels that this is a recall protocol for LAFD members only. We're not asking for volunteers or any other firefighters. So we have a recall process that we execute when needed, and those that are off duty call in, and we can then schedule out any additional resources. So that process is underway by our Department Operations Center, and we have the resources to manage that.
And talk also about the concern, because this is the fire that's burning now, but the winds are supposed to be worse, as you mentioned, and there's not an insignificant chance that there could be another fire that breaks out overnight.
It's entirely possible. We can't predict what might happen in that regards. We do also have the state agency, CAL FIRE, the incident management team, is going to be taking over the incident in the morning, and they are also the agency that coordinates resources from across the state to respond. So I don't have details on what the plan is right now, but they can call in resources from outside the region.
Any other parting thoughts before we let you go? No doubt you're busy.
Yeah, really, we just want to emphasize, our program Ready, Set, Go. Everyone needs to be ready. They need to have their bag prepared, have a communication plan in place, any important medications, stuff for your pets, have that already, because if you are in the expand, as it were to expand, especially towards the west and south, you need to already be prepared. So stay aware, and stay ready.
Margaret Stewart with LAFD, we thank you for taking the time out tonight. Thanks for all the hard work that your crews do, and you stay safe as well.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
We're going to go to Chelsea Edwards now, who is on the ground, who has been reporting for us near Pacific Coast Highway. Chelsea. Not sure if Chelsea can hear us. When she's ready, we will go back to her. In the meantime, we look at this live picture from our Santa Monica cam as this fire continues to get worse, and we really see those winds are whipping up. Let's go to Chelsea now. Chelsea.
If you can hear us, we are now driving north on PCH. Wow, that is a fireball on the right-hand side. So the fire is now on both sides of PCH. Oh, there's another home up in flames on the right-hand side. So it's on both sides, right near the intersection at Sunset Boulevard. We've kind of been in one place for a lot of this evening and a lot of this afternoon. But now we're mobile and we're heading toward Malibu. We're getting reports that there are some homes on the PCH side that are now up in flames. So that's where we're headed, toward the Topanga area. What we're seeing on PCH is just something else. I mean, these hillsides are just lit up. That's another one. Home after home after home after home. I can feel the heat coming from the side of the truck, from the right-hand side where we're sitting. Now we're enclosed in the truck. I can also feel the wind just knocking the truck. I mean, these news vans are very top-heavy. We've got the gear on the top, and they're very tall. And I can feel it just grabbing it and kind of tossing it around as we're driving up PCH. So the visibility extremely low. We can only see about 20 feet in front of us, I would say, as we're... Oh, I don't know about this, Elliot. Very low visibility and a lot of particles in the air. And again, just this glow from all up the hillside. We're actually in an area now where the fire no longer seems to be burning, but the smoke is so incredibly thick we can barely see in front of us with our headlights on. So it appears that at least that portion of the fire, of the Pacific Palisades fire, is, in that area. But again, we're hearing these reports. There are some situations up in the Malibu area, closer toward Topanga. So that's where we're heading right now. We're hoping to be able to give you a live picture. Our camera has been up for the last 7 hours or so, just feeding back live. Elliot, what is this? Is this the feed barn? All right, I don't want to misreport here, but I believe this is, the iconic feed barn near Topanga Canyon. Yeah, that's gone. All right, so we've just passed Topanga Canyon. Wow, that whole thing is just flattened, which means that we're coming up toward the Real Inn and Cholada Thai. Now, on the left-hand side, it's just spot fires. This fire jumped the PCH and burned everything that's on this side. I'm not seeing any homes on the left-hand side, which is the PCH side yet. But wow, the destruction here. You know what? This is the Real Inn right here. It's gone. The Real Inn is gone. No. There's nothing there. Cholada Thai, gone.
Yeah,
wow.
I saw those images actually a little earlier tonight. In fact, those are on my social media. The Real Inn, Cholada, all of that has been wiped out. That was at least 3 hours ago. That those flames just wiped out those obviously landmark spots.
Chelsea, the devastation. I may have lost you, Marla and Alex.
No, you're there.
All right, we're coming up now to some fire activity. Oh, look, no, it is on this side. It is on the left side now. So we've got several fire engines here. This is a first, actually, for tonight. Yes, homes on the PCH side now are on fire. This is something we've not seen in a long time.
Meaning on the side of PCH closer to the ocean?
Yes, to the ocean. So the ocean side of PCH, there's one actively on fire right now. I can see what's left of another one that's just to our left. We have a huge firefighting presence here, and again, we have not seen that, at least for property protection, since we started, at 2 o'clock this afternoon or 1:30 this afternoon. This is the first time we've actually seen a firefight where they're trying to protect these properties, these homes on the left hand, on the ocean side of PCH. So they've got an active firefight up ahead. Oh, there's more homes up there. This is quite a few homes now that are impacted on the PCH side. Wow. We're going to get a little bit closer. We're going to see how far they'll let us in with our news van without, impeding the firefighting efforts, and see if we can get our live picture back up to get these batteries working again to show you what we're seeing, because this is pretty remarkable. This is something else.
Yeah, and I wonder also if your phone is working, if maybe Zoom is potentially an option too, to get some images out of there if need be. But Chelsea, thanks for all your extraordinary reporting all day long, and but really sad updates there to hear about so many iconic spots along the coast that so many of us have enjoyed for years. And you think of all the people that are impacted by this, all the employees, all the customers, everybody. That we're going to be talking about this and dealing with this for many years to come. Chelsea, stay safe. We'll get back with you soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right, our coverage continues here on Fox 11. The Palisades fire, of course, in the Palisades, and then the Eaton fire, that's the other fire that we're looking at tonight, that is in Altadena. Both are proving to be especially difficult firefights because of those destructive winds, which we knew were coming. We got wind of this, no pun intended, last week when Adam Kruger was forecasting that. In fact, Adam, why don't you join the coverage now and give us an update on, as we're past 10 o'clock and those wind speeds are expected to pick up.
Yeah, it's just, it's a little overwhelming, everything that's going on. I mean, you see just bad news after bad news. It's the unfortunate scenario we have. And yes, the winds have picked up in the last hour or so. You might remember going into this with the high wind warnings. The National Weather Service was saying at worst there may be some isolated spots where gusts are as high as 80 to 100 miles per hour. That didn't quite pan out earlier in the day today, but we knew the strongest winds were coming. And now I see verification, at least on some of the higher elevation weather sensors. For example, there's one that's about halfway between Malibu and the Pacific Palisades, measured a 98 mile per hour gust about an hour ago. And we're seeing some gusts get over 90 miles per hour in the San Gabriel Mountains a little bit north of Pasadena, where we have that other fire going on, the Eaton fire as well. So it's coming to fruition right now. The strongest winds are happening right now. They are peaking. They're expected to stay about this strong all through the night and up through about 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Then the speeds at least start slowly but surely backing down a little bit.